Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I am at Lake Michigan. I am in Ludington, Michigan, and this is the state park, Ludington. Beautiful water, beautiful weather, beautiful people, beautiful country. I'm going to discuss in this little video while I'm going to walk on the beach the beautiful US elections. What can we expect out of them? What the game is, who's who and what is what. So this is the road that goes from Ludington to the Ludington State Park. Beautiful state park, and I recommend it. I recommend the area. Here between the state park and town, the settlement of Ludington, there are a lot of cars parked on the side of the road, and you can just cross and get to the lake where you have the beach, and you don't have imbeciles to watch if you are following any rules or not. That is, you can go and swim as far as you would like, which I do. I initially wanted to go in the state park, but then they had a red flag over there, and which means you cannot swim. Now I don't know if that's really mandatory. You cannot swim, it's illegal, or it is just a suggestion. Nevertheless, I avoid people with 4th graders level mind to come and tell me you can't swim here, get out, I have the authority, here is the badge. So I avoid having a contact with these people. Therefore, I come here and I am alone. I hope to be left alone while I'm going to swim. How far I want and however I want. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm just going to go on the beach, and obviously I prepared so these are, from time to time, are these little paths that go onto the beach. And I obviously have my flamingo. People familiar with that flamingo that I have. I have it because I was stopped by police over there in many places in Michigan. Because when I swim that way. I don't swim this way. So then you have boats sometimes, or people who report you, and they say, well, this guy has been gone for a while. We're going to check on him. And then you have the helicopters or the boats coming from Ludington, from Saugatuck, from wherever I used to swim from. And I've been told by the police officer that if you have something that floats next to you, we will not bother you that much. Therefore, I have a children inflatable flamingo with a little head. I will show it to you, that I attached with a cord around my waist, and then I have that over there. Therefore, when I swim, the boats and the drunks possibly could see me in the water. So beautiful beach, not too wide, but it depends, believe it or not, it depends on the attraction. Sometimes the beach gets, like the tide. It's like Michigan, I understand that, but it is a real thing here. The water is fairly cold, but that will not prevent me from going in. And I will go in and swim when I will be ready. I'll be done with this video, and obviously I will be going straight there. I got my flamingo. The water is beautiful if you just get used to it for a few seconds. It's clear. No baboons in the water. That means there's going to be only one baboon and some drunk friend of mine over there further down, because obviously we had a little enjoyed our company. We are a bunch of friends here, and there's going to be some waves. That's going to be okay, because I like going far away. When you get far away over there, you feel the energy of the water, not only the waves coming towards you, but the whole thing going up and down. We have a dog who wants to come to me. I don't like dogs on the beach. Why? Because when they poop, I cannot figure it out if they pooped next to me. or if they poop somewhere else, if their owners clean after them. There are some dog beaches. Anyway, I'm not going to linger into that. I'm going to show you my flamingo, and then we're going to start talking about the Kamala Harris, Donald Trump garbage that we are supposed to pick from and call it democracy. Remember, in a real world, which is the one that they tell us that we live in, there would be no Kamala Harris and Donald Trump to be elected from. Now that they are the ones given to us, the only options, I understand there's some other options like Robert F. Kennedy, still we know he has no chance. So let me show you my flamingo thing. All right, here it is. This is what I've been talking about. So I have a little rope, put it around my waist, and then obviously I go straight there. So in my books, none of these two people should be material. I'm not saying they should not be allowed to run for office. It's just that the level, the quality of the electorate should disqualify them. That is, like you have, for instance, let's say a pig trying to be your boss. Say, you can't be a pig. I'm not a pig. I mean, I'm not talking about the pigs with a human face, not that kind of pigs. Pigs. You will disqualify them from the very beginning as being animals, and they should not belong in the being your bosses or applying for a job in the human realm. The same here. I'm not saying Donald Trump or Kamala Harris are that kind, but the population, the electorate should look through that if we get the right education, the right culture, and say, no, thank you very much. Something like this should not even come close to being elected, let alone getting about $1.5 billion in campaign donations in order to run for office. So that's another garbage that we have as a democracy in the United States of America. This is not as it was intended to be. It was a little bit milder. I'm not saying that, how do you call that, the Electoral College was not meant to be a buffer between the baboons, which supposedly, all right, the rubble, and the elites. That was the whole purpose. And it was also a little game. They could always, how do you call that, override our popular vote. And remember, if you have the mass media, if you have the school and entertainment industry in your hands, you will be electable. If you don't have it, you will not be electable. It's up to the mainstream mass media, more in the past than in the present, when you had this so-called mainstream media deciding who is electable and who is not electable. I don't know what these were in the past, but anyway, Ludington is somewhere over there. It goes that way, and Ludington State Park that way. So Donald Trump gets elected. People say, well, he's going to stop the war in Ukraine. Well, I don't think he will stop it. I think the people behind him, and not the people who are supporting him, but the people who allow him to be elected. We have two options, right? We're going to be Kamala Harris. If Kamala Harris wins, it's clear we might have a little uprising. If Trump wins, then the mainstream mass media and the operatives will tell us that, see, democracy works. So the baboons will calm down for 4 years, or as long as Trump will be allowed to be in office alive. All right, why alive? Remember, he is surrounded by strangers, by Secret Services, Secret Service, which doesn't answer to him. I know on the paper they do, but not on the earpiece right there. If one officer or Secret Service agent is told he needs to take care of this guy, he will do it without asking questions. That's his job. He's not there to think much, just to follow orders, and based on his training, he will follow those orders. Now, whoever speaks in his earpiece is the guy in charge of the machine next to Donald Trump. So if Donald Trump is allowed to win the election is going to calm down the some kind of settle down the agitation among certain kind of groups, and the mass media will point out that, see, democracy, the system works. Democracy, the elections are fair. I don't buy that. I don't buy that, because you can't win if you don't sell albums. You can't be in top of a music chart if when you show up for live concerts, nobody shows up for you. But somehow you sell the most LPs, albums, more than everybody else. This was the case of Joe Biden. He was selling the most albums, but when he showed up, it was 5 people in the stadium, not even a stadium. Whereas the other guy, when he showed up, you could see tens of thousands of people. I've been to some rallies of Donald Trump, and I saw it with my own eyes. And I also saw Joe Biden's lack of popular participation. But somehow they bought his album, but they didn't want to come to see him. So for me, that is one of the basic, most revealing evidence that he didn't have the popular support. He had other kind of support. So let's go back. If Trump wins, these operatives, the guys in charge, who possibly want to get out of Ukraine, will use him as being the guy who's going to bring peace. Even though, as I said, Donald Trump can say whatever he wants, the second, the third tier of his bureaucracy not going to listen to him. Therefore, he's not going to do anything, he's not going to achieve anything, like he didn't almost anything in the previous term that he served. That is, was not because he didn't want to. His own party was against him. His own operatives worked against him. You can fire and hire, hire. You have second-tier bureaucrats, third-tier bureaucrats, and so on, who would not listen to your orders. You can fire them all. So in 4 years, this much. And I personally don't believe, to be straight with you, I don't think that really Donald Trump wanted to do things. Because remember, former President Barack Obama, he signed some executive orders. Remember the DACA executive order? And not only, Donald Trump could have signed and repealed those executive orders, like the semi-conscious Biden did when he came into office. Donald Trump did not do that. Why not? Why not? And he didn't say, hey guys, they don't let me do it. He didn't say that either. But somehow he didn't think of doing that. Why is that? Why do you think is that? Well, that raises some questions, obviously. Well, if Kamala Harris will be elected, let's put it this way, he will be in charge, we're going to have the same old same, and yes, that we're going to descend faster into a tyrannical system. It is now, to a certain extent. Look what happened to Tulsi Gabbard, for instance. She was placed, I made a video earlier today, was placed on a terrorist watch list, open skies, governmental, and she will have 3 marshals in a plane whenever she flies somewhere, because she's a threat. All right, that's one of the things. Now, what does it tell you? Well, I don't know if Tulsi Gabbard is really a foreign asset or whatever she is, but this reminds me greatly of the communist Romania and the people in charge of that. And I'm talking about Ceausescu. I'm talking about Ana Pauker and Walter Roman and other Patapievich guys who were not Romanians, all right, but they were in charge, just catapulted into Romania, parachuted over there, and they were in charge somehow. And then they killed, who killed? The guys from outside, the Romanian bad dude Ceausescu. So Kamala Harris, if she gets elected, she's going to follow the same rules, the same things, and we'll see what happens here. Are we going to break? Is this country going to have a civil war? If it's going to have a civil war, you're going to have a bloody civil war, and I'm guaranteeing you that you're going to have the military stepping in and following the elite order, unless you're going to have some packs of military units that will be patriotic and think about United States of America in the first place, and then maybe in the fifth place about Trump and Kamala Harris. So Kamala Harris will continue doing what she's doing, and if she's told, if she gets elected, if you know what I mean, if she's told that she needs to, or she will come out and say, I will broker the peace in Ukraine, and she will do that somehow, don't think it was her whatsoever. She will get a Nobel Peace Prize for that, like Barack Obama, without proving shit. Remember, Barack Obama was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize before he did anything. And then he did what? Libya. So thank you very much. Take that back. That was not for me the last drop or anything, the cherry on the top of the cake, because I already knew that the Nobel, not even Peace Prize, the literature did it for me. When I saw that Elie Wiesel with his thing, Knights, if I remember correctly, got to be Nobel laureate, I said, bye-bye, thank you very much. I know who is who and what is what. So that made it for me, and it was years back. So Kamala Harris could be, and we will be told that, you know, a female did this and a female, which a female, you know, her level. And I'm not trying to insult her, I'm just making an assessment based on the evidence provided by her. I didn't dream about it, I listened to the person. I heard her talk. And the way she is talking, talks to a level of the 8-year-old person. And someone, when I told that person, her, that she is married to a Jew, her husband is Jew, she asked, how would a Jew marry her? Well, I explained a lot of marriages are not done based on love, but on the perspective, on the career path for both of them. Because if Kamala Harris wins the elections in the United States of America, who's going to be the first, I was about to say something, first whatever. Another guy who we already have a White House chief of staff of the same kind. We also have the Foreign Department, which is a State Department owned by those guys, and not only. So it wouldn't be anything out of the regular. So my friends, either way, Trump is going to stop a little bit the anger of some of these guys, not this guy, those guys, and we'll stop it for a little while. Now, if Trump tries to really be independent, he's going to die in office by natural causes or by, you know, illness, mini stroke, heart attack, something like that. Or maybe, I don't know, an emergency landing with his helicopter, presidential helicopter. I just predict that because I know how the dynamics of this world work, and that's my prediction. That's all. We'll see. Now, if Trump wants to be independent, if Trump continues to be what he was in the first term, that tells me two things. One, he's incapable of doing anything because of the bureaucracy, or he's part of the deal, right? The art of the deal, exactly. So he's part of the game, and we are baboons thinking that we have him fighting for us. Always look at alternative hypotheses and possibilities. Probabilities. Possibilities, 100%. Probabilities, I give it 50%. 50%. Kamala Harris is 100%, 100%. But Donald Trump, I think, is 100% possibility, and then he is 50% probability. So either way, the fact that we have to make a choice between these two people, it's concerning, and it's like you go and you have a conversation and someone just puts down or puts forward the premises of the conversation Do not accept that. Do not accept that. You have something to say it, because it's not necessarily the way they frame it for us. Oh, we're gonna elect between this and this. No, I don't participate in garbage. It's a big garbage with two, as I said before, many times before, two identical twins. Those are the Democrats and those are the Republicans. They're identical twins fed by the same parents, which are the big financial, economic interests and military and intelligence services. This is how the society works. And you got mass media, which is owned obviously by shareholders, which are what? You and I? No. And then these guys, when they get elected with their campaign donations, by whom? From you. Look who's donating millions of dollars and who donates $25. And who do you think these guys are going to listen to? You or those guys? So that's the way. Whew, I got tired. It's just the freaking beautiful sand. Hot though. And here's quiet. Because I'm in a little, how should I put this? And there's the road here. And I'm gonna go over the road and we're gonna talk a little bit while I'm walking along the road. Probably gonna be a lot of people thinking, they don't, we don't care. So we have two identical twins fed by the same parents, which are, as I said, financial interests, which are banks, international banking systems, not, international banking system, military-industrial complex that is with the guys with the guns, not we have pew, 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 those guys, bazookas, airplanes, and that's why when these guys say, well, we need our guns in order to, in case the government becomes tyrannical, we fight it. You have no chance to fight the government's might. I don't try to be, how do you call it, defeatist? How you call it? Like, oh my God, let's lay down and die. No, but let's be real. Those guys have the whole military, tanks and all that, and you're gonna fight them with your Smith and Wesson or Ruger, pew, pew, pew. I mean, come on, let's be straight with that one. And besides, the only chance that we have in this kind of situation that I hope we don't get into is if the military sides with America. And when I talk about America, that means America, the Constitution and so on, not with the garbage imposed on us right now. And therefore, they will straighten things out. But then you're going to say, wait a minute, there's no democracy. We don't have a democracy. What we have is just a game based on elites, based on connections, based mostly on money. Money. You can be as smart as you want and as solid as an individual. If you don't get the money, you will not make it. What you need to do, unfortunately, under the current rules of democracy, is to tell the big business you're gonna do everything they want you to do. That's how you do it. Look, for instance, and it was a very revealing example with Boris Johnson and all those guys in Great Britain. Let's put it this way: they didn't know how to promise more to who knows who. That they will give more weapons to Ukraine. They will fight the Russians. They will continue the same thing. They were fighting with one another to promise, if you appoint me, not elect me, appoint me in this position or that position, I will continue. Moreover, I will do this. It was Liz Truss. It was what's his name, Boris Johnson. They fought with one another in telling these guys, I will make sure that you're gonna continue having a big profit out of other people's misery. And those people are the Ukrainians and the Russians. So, my friends, what can we do? Well, first thing is, do not participate in a crime or in something that you think is wrong. If you don't participate, the problem is they will create participation. If tomorrow there will be 10% of the electorate showing up to vote, I almost guarantee you that they will say it was 60%. Why? To tell the baboons, through their media that actually the system works and people are involved and participate in the system. There is I think it is Romania, where, if I can't remember if that's the case in Romania, but one of these countries that I can't remember, I think it was Romania, that if 25% of the electorate, or less than 25% of the electorate participates in the elections are cancelled. So it has to have at least 1/4 of the electorate participating. But if you fudge the number, the percentage, you're all good. Like Ceausescu could say, as they used to say, Ceausescu always got elected with 99.9% of the votes. That's it. Was it true? No. They just say it. But if you think that these guys here are not human beings, they are becoming those human beings that I left. Why? Because, how is that? Power corrupts? Is that what it is? It is, my friends. It is. It's just the opportunity. The opportunity. If you have the opportunity, you have to be a solid guy not to take it and say, you know what, nobody sees me, nobody can punish me, I will just cut it off. These guys don't want to give power anymore. They don't want to lose anymore. Nobody likes to lose. But when you lose, it used to be like, okay, I lost, thank you very much, I try again. Now, no more honor. No more honor. The society was changed in such a way that money is what dictates. Money. I mean, money is necessary. We need money. But we used to have, as a general society, something else. And how do I know that? I got a chance to speak with old people that told me about the society. Things that I right now would be like, you're crazy? Yes, they were different. We got, I don't know, maybe the Judeo-Christian so-called influence turned us into what we are because we borrowed something that was not our. So my friends, oh, a bit of shade, I guess that's good. Here it is. It's a very gloomy situation, I think. Again, do not participate. That's the first one. If you need to participate, you need to make sure that you make enough noise for others to hear your state. It's many like us around. The fact that you might not hear about them is not because they're not there. It's because they keep us in a state of isolation. How? You say, well, we are all connected by this and by that. It is true. When was the last time you participated in a meeting, in a real meeting with people? You tell me. And how many times you got in a, I don't know, chat or group chat or something like this? It's a different thing. It's a different thing. Face-to-face interaction, my friends, matters more than chat. Yes, it helps. Yes, it helps. So we have to organize. We have to organize and we have to be active. We have to be active. We have to show our faces. We have to show up in person so you can see the mass of people. And then we'll say, wait a minute, I'm not alone. I thought I am. I thought I'm a minority, and you're going to find out actually not a minority. You're a majority or majority. What we have right now is a perversion of democracy, freedom, and the Constitution is just over there to be used when it benefits them. When it benefits them. Oh my, oh my. I'm so glad I'm in this country. I see a lot of people, I read some comments whenever I use the greatest country in the world. What's great about it? Well, compare it with any other country on this planet, and is also based on not only on your freedoms that are on the paper, in reality, and the culture. Obviously, certain cultures are not, I don't know, pleasurable to me. For instance, I don't like the Romanian culture. All right, that's it. I say, well, that's not the greatest country for me. But we have some objective measurements or measures to figure out what's great. If right now I say, you know what, I don't like the fact that you wear that dress or that whatever. The person looks at me and say, okay, bye, nothing happens. But if I live in another country and say, I don't like the fact that you wear that dress, and that person turns around and, I don't know, shoots me, or that person goes to the government and the government comes and hangs me, obviously that's a bad society. So from that, starting with that, with the freedom to say things and to do things without hurting people. Now, obviously, if I see a fat person, I can say, well, I don't like that. It's not my business. It's none of my business. What am I going to do? Try to arrest that person? Put that person in a program of losing weight? That's their life. The same here. If I like to wear guns, carry guns, that's my job. It's not yours. You should leave me alone. But you have these tyrants as people, because we're all tyrants inside more or less, who think that I'm afraid of you, that you might do something. And they start parroting certain events and so on. But I can think about the same thing with a person with a car. You should not drive a car because there are so many accidents and you might hit children with a car. Therefore, ban the cars. We can't ban one another based on our preferences like this. And I understand the prevention thing, but the prevention over preventing things will infringe our rights more and more and more. And if you use the common good as the justification, remember that, zip, 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 COVID and so on, the common good, they could have taken everything they wanted. And it was a great test to see how brave the American society was. That was a test, and the brave American society failed. They were all pushed into a corner. Not all, but they did what the fuck ever they wanted with us. None of us went over there and went in a building and said, no, that's it, enough is enough. None of us. And they did whatever they want. Who are those people? Why are those people in charge of our lives? For the common good. And somehow they were the ones that decided how that should be implemented, how the common good will be protected. Obviously, remember those guys, Newsom, whatever his name is, from California, the governor, not only they were going to the parties, and Boris Johnson, while we were wearing dog masks and all that. Remember that one? Yeah. And anything happened to those guys? No. Now in a real society and just society, those guys will be brought into justice, and they will be, bring evidence to how much harm they cause to the society, to the children who are kept at home in isolation, and not only psychological harm. And they should pay. Unless we are a society built on the rule of law. But we're not. Some people are special and some people are not. I saw that in Romania very much. There was a law. Some people can break it with impunity. Why? Because nobody would go and get them. And other people, they got the full punishment of the law. The same is here. Remember the how was that? The Super Bowl. And it was in California during the COVID. All the so-called VIPs, the illiterate rappers and the football players and basketball players and actresses and actors, those illiterate guys, the personalities of the famous people that we should look up to. Why? Because they have money? Yep, exactly. So those guys were over there in the VIP section with no mask, having parties and dancing over there, and the mob, which was you and I, were in the stands with masks like animals, like cattle, like dogs. That is Romania of communism. That is the human nature of tyrants. We're heading towards that. You already saw it as an example over there. I don't have to mention when you see everybody masks and an official coming with no mask. Why is everybody around him wearing a mask and he's not wearing a mask? What's so special about that person? Well, he is in charge of you, or allegedly. So you see, these things should not happen in a free society with citizens, equal citizens, should not happen. But it happens. And they want us to go and elect between these baboons. Who's making the cards here? Who's dealing the cards here? Not the people. So demos is down. It's not the demos, not the people, my friends. It is certain people and interest and mostly money. Money. All right, my friends. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Let me go over this little path so I can end in a beautiful scenery, or at least frame here. So it's not only, I hate talking about these kind of things in such a beautiful places. I hate doing this. It's like I'm bringing vomit on this beautiful, beautiful country. This is how I feel. But I'm trying to do this because I would like to share with you the beauty of this country. I can't share with you the beauty of the people living in this country. Unfortunately, they get people totally from a different stock that they will turn it faster in a baboon stan than regularly is going right now. Whew. So I hope you enjoyed the, ooh, it's so hot. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the Lake Michigan, beautiful sand, beautiful beaches, and thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you later, my friends.